Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Thursday to each and every one of you. Yes, I'm sure you can still hear it in my voice. I am still sick. I still do have a cold. Good news is, though, I think the worst of it was yesterday. I did mention yesterday's video. I said, it's hump day. Maybe I'm over the hump of my sickness, hopefully. And I think that actually happened. I ended up getting a fever last night, felt really crappy last night. But this morning I woke up feeling much better. Still sick, but not nearly as bad as I was yesterday. So that's good. So hopefully things are getting better. Hopefully by Monday I'll feel good enough to be able to get my wisdom teeth taken out. I'm not sure if I even can. I got to talk to the doctor and see if that's still okay to do if I'm sick. We'll find out. I'm going to actually call him tonight and find out if that is an okay thing for me to do or not. But fingers crossed that I can get my wisdom teeth ripped out of my face. That shouldn't be like a thing I'm wishing for, but whatever. It is what it is. So anyway, all right, let's get down to it. Let's take a look at today's Daily Sickness video. And what I have for you today are some reviews, guys. Yes, been watching a lot of great stuff recently, so let's get down to it and take a look at what I've been checking out. So first up here, two movies that I was just really in the mood to watch. We got Hot Fuzz and The World's End. I love the Cornetto trilogy. Big fan. Shaun of the Dead, just extremely funny, brilliant film, and the follow-up films are nothing short of also being amazing. Just as good, in my opinion, as Shaun of the Dead. I mean, maybe if I had to really rate them, I'd rate them in order. I'd be like, Shaun of the Dead's best, Hot Fuzz is second best, and World's End is third best. And I will call them each best because they are fantastic. But really, when it comes down to it, I think it's just a perfect trilogy, and all three movies deserve to be put in the spotlight. So Hot Fuzz, great take on the buddy cop movie, but done in such a great, just British witty humor sort of way where it's not overly, not too much satire, it's not overly ridiculous, it's not super goofy. It's done to the point where you can almost see what's going on in this town maybe really happening. It doesn't feel too overly ridiculous, and that's what I love about it. And I just love that great, witty, dry British humor. It's not like, I didn't really care all that much for the movie Paul, because the movie Paul was very American humor, and I didn't really care for it as much. It wasn't as funny. It just, I mean, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, they just didn't, I mean, they were great in the movie, but it just didn't work like the British movies work, in my opinion. So anyway, great film. If you love buddy cop films, definitely watch this one. It's a great take on the buddy cop just franchise, and of course they're always talking about and referencing different buddy cop movies within this film. So definitely one to check out. If you haven't seen it, why in the hell not? Check out Hot Fuzz. And the same thing here goes with The World's End. I can't believe I ever thought anything even slightly negative about this movie. I remember the first time I watched it and I reviewed it, I was kind of like, it was good, but it wasn't as good as Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz. And I was like, the second time I watched this movie, I was like, what was I thinking? I've seen this movie like 5 times now, and it's just better every single time I see it. It is just as good as the other two films. I do not know what I was thinking. Just a great take on the Alien film. Not the Alien film, but Alien films, I should say. Absolutely fantastic. Again, I know I keep saying that word, but it is absolutely fantastic. Some buddies from high school get back together to do the Golden Mile, which is a pub crawl, and find out their hometown that they've gone back to do this pub crawl out has been taken over by aliens, and now they have to save the world. It's goofy. It's awesome. It is great. Again, British humor. Fantastic wrap up to the Cornetto trilogy. So the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, 3 movies you need to own, you need to see. They are absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't seen any of these, you need to. In fact, stop watching this video now. Go out and buy them. Watch them. Yeah, I'm going to tell you to stop watching this video because you need to see them. They're that good. Fantastic films. All right. Then I picked up and watched Walt Disney Animation Studios Short Films Collection. And this was great as well. If you're a big fan of Disney animation, this is definitely something you are also going to want to check out. Just like the Pixar short films collections, it's the short films you would see a lot of times in front of a movie, but not the Disney Pixar movies, but in front of a Disney film. So just a great collection of 12 fantastic shorts. Frozen Fever, which is the new Frozen short, which is like the big selling point for this. I mean, obviously, look at the front there. They're all over the front. Yeah. All new collection. For the first time on Blu-ray, Disney's Frozen Fever. It's like they're really pushing Frozen, which drives me nuts because that right there is the better film. Tangled is such a better movie than Frozen. I will defend that till the day I die. The last thing I will say, my last breath will be Tangled was better than Frozen. I can't argue that enough. Kids are apparently stupid. Frozen was good. I liked Frozen. It's a good movie, but Tangled destroys Frozen in every bit of the way. Tangled is Disney's greatest modern movie, in my opinion. I love it. Anyway, enough of that rambling. So we have 12 great shorts here. We have Frozen Fever, Feast, Get a Horse, Paperman, Tangled Ever After, which is, again, some Tangled there, very cool. The Ballad of Nessie, Prep a Landing, Operation Secret Santa, Tick-Tock Tale, How to Hook Up Your Home Theater, which is a great goofy short. Lorenzo, John Henry, which if you've seen the Disney American Legends movie, then you've seen John Henry. And finally, The Little Match Girl. I am going to be 33 on October 7th. October 7th is my birthday. I'll be 33 years old. As a 33-year-old man, I had tears running down my face at the end of that short. I am not kidding you. It is extremely depressing. Very, very sad. I mean, it's a great Hans Christian Andersen tale, but dear Lord, is it depressing. I mean, you're already feeling bad for this little girl. She's got bare feet. She's out in the snow. She's trying to sell matches. Nobody wants to buy them. And I won't give the ending away, but the ending is just like, I mean, as soon as I didn't really see it necessarily coming, and as soon as like that light bulb went off in my head, I was like, wait, is she? No. And as soon as I found out that, you know, it was going the way it was going, I was just like, tears just started coming down my face. It was like, no, like it just felt so bad for this little girl. It is just depressing. Then again, like I've said before, I have a kid, and when you have a kid, you start getting like, you start feeling bad for children all of a sudden. Before I had a kid, I was like, something bad happens to a kid, whatever. You know, I see something bad happen to a kid in a movie or something like that, I was like, whatever. Now every time I see something bad happen to a kid, I always picture like that as being Sean, and as being Cinema Sickness Jr. So I don't know, maybe it's that, but it was really, really sad, extremely depressing for a Disney short, but well done, I'll give it that, but very depressing. So a great collection of fantastic Disney animated shorts. Definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of animation and if you're a fan of Disney. All right, so what I was going to do in September, I was going to do nothing but Disney movies, starting from September 1st till the last day of, how many days were in September? I don't remember. Till the last day of September, because on October 1st, I head off to Walt Disney World. So I thought, let's do a whole month of nothing but Disney movies. That'll be a lot of fun. Well, I watched this and went, screw it, let's just start now. So for here on out, I'll be watching nothing but Disney movies all the way up until October 1st, which should be a lot of fun, especially once the first day of fall happens, because the first day of fall every year starts my Halloween Horror-thon, and that's where I watch nothing but like Halloween-related titles up until October 31st. So that means that from the first day of autumn up until October 1st, I get to watch all like Disney Halloween-related titles. So it should be interesting. Looking forward to doing that. So anyway, the second title I watched on my new Disney little kick here was Magic Kingdom, Imagineering the Magic, which I've seen so many times now. Since I picked this up, I've watched this like at least once or twice a year. It's a fantastic watch, all about the building of the Magic Kingdom when they brought Disneyland to Florida. A great watch. Again, if you are a fan of Walt Disney, if you're the man actually Walt Disney himself, if you're a fan of the parks, this is something you need to have. You can only get this in the parks. It does cost $25, but it is $25 extremely well spent. There's also one for Disneyland too, which I highly also recommend picking up. Again, you can only get these in the parks. They're not actually sold like at Best Buy or something like that. I don't even think you can order them offline. I don't think, maybe you can. I don't know, but you can only get them in parks at least. So definitely something I highly recommend picking up. If you're a fan of the parks, if you're a fan of the man Walt Disney, definitely worth grabbing. This is 100 minutes long, so a fantastic documentary, and then a boatload of awesome bonus features, all kinds of like interviews and like press releases and all kinds of fantastic stuff. So definitely worth checking out. 2-disc set as well. Very cool. Highly recommend grabbing these. Again, if you're a fan of Walt Disney or the parks, definitely worth grabbing. All right, so then a movie I haven't watched in a few years, and that was The Jungle Book. And what more can I say? It's a Disney classic. This is a fantastic animated movie. Great story, great characters, great music. Great all around. It is a Disney classic for a reason. If you haven't seen it, why the hell not? Last time I watched this movie was, I think, when the, the Platinum Edition came out on DVD. I did watch it then, but I grew up watching this movie. I used to watch this movie all the time over my grandmother's house. She had the entire, like, Disney library, like the VHS clamshell releases, which is why I've been rebuying them again. because it reminds me of being a kid, going over to my grandmother's house and just watching all the great classic Disney movies on VHS. She apparently still has them. My cousin this weekend, I was talking to her, and she's like, yeah, Mom still has those in the closet. So very awesome that she still has those. So again, I grew up with this. It is a classic. It is definitely something you all must see. I'm sure most of you have seen The Jungle Book, but if you haven't, again, if you love Disney animation, it is a must-watch. Great story. And then I decided to watch the sequel, which I've only ever seen once before, with The Jungle Book 2. So this is only my second time ever watching this, and it's okay. Just a follow-up. Mowgli's now in the man village, and his little girlfriend's there, and he's kind of torn between, does he want to stay in the man village with his little girlfriend, or does he want to go back to the forest, because, or back to the jungle, I should say. Yeah, it's not the forest book, it's the Jungle Book. He's torn. He was born in the jungle. He has all these jungle friends. He misses Baloo. He misses all his jungle buddies. So he's kind of torn between two worlds, and it's him trying to kind of figure himself out. He doesn't know who he is, and at one point he's like, who am I? Am I a man, or what am I? And it's kind of ridiculous, but it's okay. It's, for a Disney sequel, it's a lot more solid than other ones, so it's not horrible. It's just it's a Disney sequel, which a lot of times means and that's what I'd say about this movie. It was just okay. It's all right. This is really, I'd say, if you're a big diehard Disney fan, then it is definitely worth picking up. It was good to an extent, but if you're just your mediocre Disney fan, grab this. You don't necessarily need to have Jungle Book 2, but it was okay. Again, for a Disney sequel, I've seen much worse. All right, then a movie I haven't watched nearly enough times. In fact, when it comes to the later Disney classic movies, things like Hunchback, Mulan, Hercules, Tarzan, what else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting some stuff. Those movies, I haven't really seen them a lot, and that's because, as I said before, I grew up with all the classics at my grandmother's house when I was a really little kid. But I grew up with things like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Lion King. That was kind of my time period as a kid growing up with Disney movies. And then once things like Mulan, Hunchback, all that, Hercules, Tarzan, all that stuff started, Pocahontas, all that stuff started coming along. I was a bit too old for Disney. I mean, you're never too old for Disney, but I was, a teenage kid, and I wasn't really into Disney anymore. So I didn't really watch those movies until later on when I started collecting. I started picking those up and watching them and realizing just how amazing they are and how I missed out when I was a kid watching these movies. I should have watched more of them. Even as a teenager, I shouldn't have been an idiot. I should have watched them, kept watching all these classic Disney movies. They were fantastic. So again, a movie I have not seen it nearly enough times, but I have seen it a couple times, so had to watch it again, and that is Tarzan. Just a great, great tale. Again, why am I missing out on this? I don't know. Again, another great story, more great characters, more great music. It is fantastic from start to finish. Definitely lives up to just the Disney classics. I loved this film. Like I said, I've only ever seen this one a couple times, so definitely movies I need to start watching a lot more. It's just a shame I didn't grow up with these ones. For all of you who are a little bit younger than me and grew up with these movies, I envy you. But Tarzan, fantastic watch, another great Disney movie. See it. And then I decided to watch the sequels as well, so I watched Tarzan and Jane. This is alright. What this is Disney went through this little kick where they were doing this for a while. This is simply just, I believe it's 3 episodes from a Disney Tarzan series they were going to do on the Disney Channel that ended up not happening. So they had these 3 episodes, and they're like, what should we do with them? I know, let's string them together with a little bit of new animation in between. String them together to make a movie, and we'll do Tarzan and Jane. And it's just Jane. It's their anniversary of being married, and Jane wants to do something nice for Tarzan. She's like, I'm gonna do this for him. And then the jungle characters are like, well, no, because remember that time you did this and this happened, and then we go into an episode, and then that episode ends, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. What if I do this? And like, oh no, you don't want to do that because remember when this happened? And then it's just that over and over and over again, and it's just the animation's kind of poor. It's just mediocre. Again, if you're a big Disney fan, of course, grab it. What can I say? But otherwise, you don't need to see it. And then a little bit better of a film, we have Tarzan 2, which is I believe they call this an in-betweenquel, which basically means it's not a prequel per se. It actually takes place within the story of Tarzan, but it's about him when he was a kid. Because in this movie, he's a kid for a little bit, then grows up to be Tarzan, and most movies about him as an adult Tarzan character. Whereas in Tarzan 2, it's really just about him as a young kid, trying to find himself, trying to figure out who he is, and of course, finding out that who he is a Tarzan, and yeah. Anyway, it's okay. It's not bad. I did enjoy this movie. It just wasn't anything fantastic. Again, as far as Disney sequels are concerned, a lot better than most. It's definitely one of the better Disney sequels, but it wasn't all that great either. When I say it was worth picking up, definitely a lot more so than Tarzan and Jane. I would definitely say that Tarzan 2 is definitely a lot more worth picking up than Tarzan and Jane. So if you're thinking about getting it, I would say check it out. It's not bad. It's just not fantastic. It is mediocre, but it is a decent watch. It is a decent story and some more great animation. So I would say check it out. All right, and then I watched a movie I've never seen before, so definitely had to watch this with The Great Locomotive Chase. This was great. I didn't really know what this was going into it. I had no idea. First time I ever checked this out, knew nothing about it. Great story, all about this. It takes place all during the Civil War. There's, obviously the North and the South. These Yankees want to come down and destroy this train line, and they need to do it by stealing a locomotive and then burning bridges as they go along and tearing up track as they go along and cutting telegraph wires as they go along as well. Well, unfortunately, things don't go quite to plan. They kind of get caught, and now the Southerners are now chasing them during this whole time. Thus, the Great Locomotive Chase. So they're chasing them. They end up getting caught, and it's a little bit of a sad tale at the end. Maybe I'll be nice and not give everything away, but let's just say things don't work out quite perfectly for everybody in the end, which I kind of like. I like when a movie does that, because too many times movies are like, they end and it's like everybody wins and everybody's happy and the guy gets the girl and everybody, the good guys win, the bad guys lose, yay. And this movie, not so much, and I do like that. It's definitely something that we need to see more of in movies. I want to see people not necessarily make out in the end. I think we need to see more of that. It's more true to life. That's the way things go. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. And this was a great watch. Definitely check out The Great Locomotive Chase, a fantastic Disney film, one of their greatest. And I love this era of like Disney films, like the 50s and 60s kind of like Disney films. They just have such a great feel to them. It's just, I'd say it's like the golden age of Disney films, in my opinion. I love them. All right, and another great one here, sort of, I'll explain in a minute. We have Follow Me Boys, which comes in this really cool tin. I love this tin it comes in. But, does it actually have a disc? Oh, no, it doesn't. All right, never mind. I was going to show you the actual disc, but forget it. So, we have Follow Me Boys. Fred MacMurray, love him. So, and Kurt Russell. Yeah, young Kurt Russell. So, great movie. The only problem with this is it is 2 hours and 15 minutes long. I am not joking. This is a 2 hour and 15 minute long live action Disney film. Why in the hell did this movie need to be that long? It didn't. This movie almost feels like somebody went, all right, we have like a couple ideas for a movie, but we're not sure which ones to use. Well, let's just use them all. That's kind of what this felt like. Because the movie starts off with Fred MacMurray. He's in this band, but he's like, they're not doing so well, and he hasn't been paid in a while. And they stop at this little town. And he's like, the first job I'm offered, I'm going to take it. And there's a job for a clerk, and the manager of the band jokes and says, oh, here's a job, why don't you take it? And he goes, okay, he takes it, stays in the town. There's a girl there who, I do apologize, I've been holding it in for a while now. There's a girl there who he likes, who's unfortunately like involved with like a bank manager who's evil, of course. So he kind of falls for her, and it's this whole story about like him and her kind of falling for each other, and he decides to take on the Boy Scouts because apparently every year they talk about getting, trying to get the boys keep them out of the pool hall is what they keep saying. Basically keep them out of trouble and get them in the Scouts and get them some discipline and create good men out of them and not make them, little hooligans. And every year, nobody wants to take on the task because nobody wants to take on the task of trying to round up these boys. Well, Fred MacMurray, he ends up taking on that task, and it's about him and these boys. So it's basically him moving to this town, this girl he's falling for, and him trying to round up these boys and make something great out of them. So that's kind of like the first part of the story, and then Kurt Russell comes into play where it's Kurt Russell, and he's like a bad kid, and they're trying to get him to join the Scouts because he thinks he's all rough and tough, and his father's an alcoholic, and he ends up joining, and his father ends up dying. So Fred McMurray and is because he ends up marrying this chick, his new wife, they end up taking him in. And you think maybe that's going to be the end of the movie, but no, it doesn't end there. Then it goes into this weird, like, there's a, like, everybody, it's years later, all these kids, the kids from the first group have gone off, and Fred McMurray's raised all these other kids, and now there's like this war game going on. The army has this war game going on for like whatever reason, and these boys, they're out camping, and they get involved in this war game, and they end up capturing one of the teams, and it's just like, where is this coming from? It's like a half-hour long little part of the movie where like, why am I watching this? Okay, so this could have been a movie in of itself. So they could have made a sequel out of this or something. So these kids take on get caught up in this war game and end up capturing this army. So, okay, it just felt really out of place, and just, I didn't get it. And then you get the third half of the movie now, or fourth half, wherever we are now at this point, where it's many years later. They tell Fred McMurray he has to basically retire. He's getting too old for all the marching and camping and building and stuff, all the stuff that the Boy Scouts do. He's getting too old for it. He needs to start taking it easy. His son, who's old now, not his son, but his Kurt Russell, his, I want to say adopted son, whatever, is now much older now. He's come back from the war. He's going to get married himself, and he's a doctor, and he said, you got to take it easy and whatnot. And they basically kind of force him into retirement, but then they throw this whole big day for him. The town is this big day to celebrate him, and they got like the army there, and a marching band, and the mayor comes, and all the kids are there that he's ever like had in Boy Scouts, and they all those whole big thing for him and whatnot. And just, it's a good movie. It just goes on for so long, and that is my only downfall with Fallen Boys, is that it just felt like they could have condensed it. They could have taken this 2 hour and 15-minute movie, probably made it an hour and a half, and it would have been just as good. I love the part where with Kurt Russell, with him being this bad kid who ends up becoming a much better kid through Boy Scouts, and then Fred McMurray and his wife taking him in when his father unfortunately passes away due to his alcoholism. So I love that. It was very touching, great part of the movie. And then I don't know where they could have gone from there, but they really didn't need to go into that whole war game thing and whatnot. And I like the end of the movie too, when they show their appreciation for Fred McMurray and all he's done over the years, and what he's done for this town, and what he's done for the kids of this town. I love that part too. So really, when it comes down to it, they should have just taken out that whole war games part of the movie. Just, that didn't need to be in there, and they could have condensed it down a bit more. Oh, there's also this side, guys, see this thing? There's also this side plot where like the evil bank manager, who his wife was involved with in the beginning of the movie, he wants to take this land away from the Boy Scouts because they've built on this lakefront land that's worth like $500,000. And the lady who runs the bank, which is his grandmother, she wants to give it away to the Boy Scouts, but he's evil and tries to get her get a caretaker for her, because he says she's mentally incompetent. He wants to take over the land. It's ridiculous. So decent movie. I would say check it out if you love just classic and get, in my opinion, golden age Disney films. It is worth seeing. It was a very good movie. I felt like it did stretch on a little too long, so prepare yourself. If you're going to watch this one, sit down, get ready to watch a long movie. It is what it is, but it was still good. Like I said, it just should have been condensed down into maybe an hour and a half. Had they done that, I think it would have been a much better movie, but nevertheless, it's not bad. I'm not trying to bad about this movie. It's a good movie. Check it out. Follow me, boys. I liked it. So, all right, there you go, guys. That is it. Wow, only 24 minutes. I got through that pretty fast, which I was kind of trying to do because, again, I'm sick. So, all right, guys, there you go. So, like I always say, guys, thank you so much for checking this video out. Simply just by watching this video and showing your support by watching this video, I really do appreciate it. You can also show your support by simply liking this video by clicking that thumbs up tab down below. It takes 2 seconds. Really helps me out. Also, you can hit that subscribe button. I do a brand new daily sickness video every single day. Collection updates, unboxings, reviews, cinema hunting videos. Looks into my collection. Just looks into my sickness for cinema on a daily basis. I'm doing that for over 4 years now. I got no plans on stopping, so hit the subscribe button, and you will see at least one new video from me every single day. But I do sprinkle in bonus videos here and there, so you'll get plenty of videos from me if you hit that subscribe button. I do promise. Also, down below, there's a bunch of links. If you're watching this on YouTube anyway, down below there's a bunch of links, like to my Patreon account, where you can pledge a monthly donation to help support the show. Spreadshirt account where you can purchase yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt. There's hats, buttons, hoodies, tank tops, baby gear, kids gear, all kinds of Cinema Sickness merch to pick up if you're looking to get some of that. Usual Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow me there. You can also follow me on Listia and eBay if you're on those websites as well. You can see everything I have up for auction and follow me on those websites as well. If you're over at cinemasickness.com, all those same exact links are right to the left of you. You see a whole bunch of icons. Click on those icons. It'll take you to those same exact websites, so you can follow me there. And if you're not at cinemasickness.com and you are on YouTube, there's a link down below to cinemasickness.com. So click on it, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see there, a lot more than just these videos. I do post these videos there, but there's so much more as well, including Team Sickness. If you like my videos, you're going to like the videos from Team Sickness, so definitely check out their stuff. They do a lot of great collection updates, reviews, and whatnot, and my entire collection's listed there, all kinds of stuff. Definitely check it out. So, all right, guys, there you go. So lots of good stuff watch. Pretty much recommend everything. Nothing I really hated here. Like I said, Tarzan and Jane, it's mediocre. Jungle Book 2 and Tarzan 2 are also somewhat mediocre, but good for Disney sequels. And everything else was just great, so check it out. So, all right, guys, again, that's it. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow on Friday. All right, see you then, guys. Bye.